Hi, I'm Robin Sorensen, and these are the dispositions I believe I currently hold as an educator. Of the 10 dispositions, I feel confident in 6 of them, and there are still 4 that I would like to improve in. I feel confident in my high expectations, fairness, compassion, honesty, professional conduct, and dedication. Something I learned in my first year of teaching is that I set the standards for the year, and every student can reach them if I give them the correct support and involve them throughout the process. I think every child can constantly be learning and improving their skills, and I run my classroom so that they recognize their strengths and weaknesses and find ways to help themselves succeed with topics that they aren't as confident in. They should always be thinking about their learning and tracking their progress throughout the year so that they can meet the high expectations I set for them. Even my high learners, who might meet the goals really quickly, are encouraged to go above the typical expectations, so everyone is constantly growing. Fairness, compassion, and honesty are always at the forefront of my teaching. I truly believe I need to lead by example, so in order to encourage my students to treat each other fairly, I also make sure that I treat them fair. I try to build relationships with them, and I genuinely do try to learn more about their interests. I take any issue that they discuss with me seriously, and I try to assess the situation fairly. I involve them in the decisions we make, whether it's my classroom rules or maybe a research topic that they want to learn more about. My professional conduct and dedication go hand in hand as I try to be active in my school and get to know the colleagues, families, and students. I'm constantly trying to improve my methods with the help of my coaches and mentors. Anything I say I will take on, I follow through with. When I dedicate my time to tutor students, I really try to hold myself responsible and make sure I show up for them and take my time to plan effective sessions. I like to take initiative and try to start new things for the school, like establishing a STEM or art club. The dispositions I think I need to develop more are my respect for diversity, reflection, curiosity, and advocacy. These are all dispositions that I think already exist in my classroom that I just want to improve upon in future years. While I do recognize the diversity of my class and I welcome everybody, I don't necessarily feel like I celebrate their diversity and include their background in our learning. I typically bring up classroom diversity when we get close to holidays and ask students to share their customs so that we can try to celebrate them, but I've never invited conversations like this in a more day-to-day setting, but I would like to challenge myself to do this more in the future. Reflection and curiosity do exist in my classroom a lot, but I would like to expand upon them. I have my students reflect on their progress often as we track their growth to meet our goals, but I rarely reflect on my own growth in lessons. I often get caught up trying to stick to a schedule that I don't usually take the time afterwards to reflect on how I can improve that lesson for next year. I often focus more on the what went wrong rather than the what went well after my lessons. When it comes to curiosity, I think I have the opposite mentality. I'm often thinking of new ways to teach a subject or expand on their lessons, but I don't give them enough opportunities to explore their own natural curiosity. On few occasions do I give them a prompt and let them try to solve it. I do this a lot more with STEM related subjects, like in math especially, but I would love to see this in action more. They are already involved in a lot of the processes we do, but I'd love to give them more freedom in how they show me that they have mastered something or let them explore a topic naturally before I start guiding them towards our goal. When it comes to advocacy, I think I feel really confident in this. I do spend a lot of time getting to know my students, and we have good relationships together. I often take the lead when we solve problems, as I try to lead by example, and I would like to focus more on guiding my students to solve problems without involving me first. I have a lot of issues with tattling in my classrooms, And while I'm glad they feel comfortable confiding in me and trust that I will help them, I want them to learn how to handle some situations on their own. So that's what I would like to improve on in advocacy. While I know I'm constantly going to think that I need to improve in these dispositions, at times, especially at the end of the year, it's nice to think about what I'm doing well and what goals I can set for the future.